Hi everybody, welcome back to Write to the Top. This is our mini course on how to evaluate the IELTS writing, how to score it, and how to assess your own writing. This is part 4, and today we're going to look at the Cohesion and Coherence score. For those of you who are new, hi, I'm Adam, and if you're joining us late, we had previous videos where we started looking at how to score the IELTS writing and how to score your own IELTS writing section. So we talked about my book, which is the self-evaluation guide. You can get that on my website. There's a link up here. We talked about holistic reading, how all the different parts, all the different features of good writing work together, and how the different scoring criterion can actually influence each other. Then we looked at the grammar, and then we looked at the vocabulary, so grammatical range and accuracy, lexical resource, and today we're talking about cohesion and coherence, which basically means organization. How you present your ideas, how you connect ideas, how you basically move from beginning to end of the essay and the summary, because we're looking at the academic version of the IELTS. Again, all of this applies to the TOEFL as well, to the general IELTS, to other exams, because all of these features are essential to good writing, okay? But let's get more deeply into it. So again, we're looking at the public descriptors available on the IELTS website. And again, what you're going to notice here is that as the score goes down, they're allowing you to make more and more mistakes. But band 8, sequences information and ideas logically, so logical connections must happen. You must connect ideas from one sentence to the next, one paragraph to the next. Manages all aspects of cohesion well, and I'll talk about cohesion in a moment, and uses paragraphing sufficiently and appropriately. And paragraphing is a very key word here. We'll talk about that. Band 7, logically organizes information, uses a range of cohesive devices. Now here you'll notice they start talking about cohesive devices. For a band 8, your ability to use cohesive devices is understood. It's expected. So make sure you know what these things are. And also, they make sure to presents a clear central topic. This is for the essay. Make sure that every body paragraph has a very clear topic sentence, very important point. But again, we have some more details to look at. So, first of all, cohesion and coherence, sorry, it's hard to say, measures your ability to organize paragraphs, provide the reader with signals to navigate through your writing, and generally make a passage readable. And that's the key. It must be easy to read your essay and your summary. Cohesion means joining. So a cohesive device is something that takes one idea and connects it to the next idea, right? So very, very important. And create a unified whole. And coherence basically means being clear and understandable. That's what these two words mean. I should be able to read through your essay easily and understand what you're saying, understand your message. And of course, having weak connections also affects the task response if I don't actually get your argument, because then you have a weak argument. Very important to understand. Some of the highlights of CC score. Again, topic sentence, very important. Paragraphing, how you organize or group ideas together. Transitions and linking terms, very important that you use them effectively and correctly. Other cohesive devices, conjunctions, pronouns, etc. Redundancy, don't repeat ideas. Redundancy in the LR means don't use words that are unnecessary. Redundancy in CC, don't repeat ideas, and repetition, same idea. Referencing. If you're using pronouns, make sure it's very clear what it is that pronoun is representing, what it is referencing that came before. And progression, make sure you're moving forward. Make sure you're on the topic sentence throughout the body paragraph. So now, some common questions examiners will be asking. Does each paragraph have a topic sentence? And is there a central focus to the paragraph? So your topic sentence basically says, this is what the paragraph is about. The rest of the paragraph must reflect back on that topic sentence. Do sentences follow each other logically and in terms of content message? Are they properly joined by linking words and phrases? And are these used correctly? Are body paragraphs joined by a transition? And they are very, very much looking for this transition to make sure you're using it and to make sure you're using it correctly. And does the writer make proper effective use of cohesive devices? So again, conjunctions, linking terms, sentence structure. If you can use inversion or passive as a cohesive device. If you want to put the idea at the end of a sentence so you can start the next sentence with that linked idea, you can use different structures to do that. Where you place words in a sentence also has that same effect. And again, I'm going to give you some examples here. Again, main reasons for point loss: topic sentence, transitions, too many ideas in a paragraph. And usually these are not connected. One, focus, that's the main thing. Redundancy and logical connection. So I already mentioned these. I won't get into too much repetition here. The main thing to remember about cohesion and coherence: don't make the reader have to stop, go back to see what your connections were to try to understand what your message is. It all has to flow from beginning to end easily and logically. Examples. One thing you don't want to do is use too many words and try to put in too many expressions and lose focus of the message. To begin with, trees provide a window of opportunity, make sure you know the correct phrase, of course, for the inhabitants of the area to enhance the air quality. Why using so many words? Just get to the point as quickly as possible. To begin with, trees provide the local inhabitants better air quality. I used 9 fewer words and I said the exact same thing. Don't force unnecessary words into there because you're just slowing down the reading. And the next example is more or less the same idea. Don't go all over the place. Don't say an opinion statement twice, for example. Instead of, I will try to argue why and several reasons I present below. Just present your reason right away. This essay presents the reasons I believe it is extremely important to relate well with students before worrying about knowledge. Boom. There's my message. Get to the body paragraph. Spend more time in the body. Another example, I'm not going to read it this time, but this is the conclusion. The conclusion should be very short and to the point. You're just summarizing your essay. Don't give the essay again. I reduced this conclusion paragraph from 41 words to 15. That just tells you how many redundant words there were, how much unnecessary wording there was that slows down the reading and takes away from the message. So here's a good paragraph, a body paragraph. It's not a good one, actually. It's a good example of what not to do. On the other hand, living longer does not guarantee a happier life. That's your topic sentence, period. Many times should be a new sentence, so a grammar issue there. But this person talks about being physical and mental diseases, chronic, or being handicapped with these, causes misery. Then he moves on to dementia with no connection back to the mental disease. You have to make sure that connection is very clear. And they can't recognize relatives. Okay, I'm not really sure what the point here is. At the hospital where I work. Okay, so you went from people with dementia to working in a hospital. I don't see the connection here. You've already lost focus. I see old people who have been abandoned by their family. Why? Because of dementia, or because of physical illness, or because they just don't like them? Again, don't assume the reader will make these connections for you. Make them for the reader. Moreover. So moreover means you're adding something to abandoned by the family or your hospital. The cost of aging. So completely new focus here. What are you talking about? You didn't make the transition to show me that you're shifting focus. You're losing cohesion and coherence scores. So talking about costs, now you brought the government into it, family, elders, sustained healthcare. In a country like Japan, now you're throwing in another example that doesn't really connect. Significant increase in life expectancy, shortage of healthcare workers, another brand new idea. Old people may not find young people to assist them. Your topic sentence was, living longer does not mean you're going to be happy. Talk about being happy. Don't talk about a shortage of employees in some country that has no connection to anything here. I rewrote this paragraph. I put a topic sentence, Firstly, here's one reason. Secondly, or another stressful aspect, here's another reason. Everything connects, you have one central focus, and you have a good CC score. Now, be very careful about your word choices because this affects both LR score and CC score. The principal reason money is important for life happiness is financial. Basically means the main reason money is important is money, which makes no sense. So already I'm not actually sure what you're trying to say. So here we're talking about, this is the same essay, body paragraph, the end of the first body paragraph, the beginning of the second body paragraph. The second body paragraph starts by repeating what was already mentioned. It talks about life enjoyment, it talks about pleasurable life, which I already discussed before. What you need is to now shift to the next point of focus. However, so now you have a transition. You're showing a contrast. Right away, I understand you're going in a different direction. There are other factors that positively affect. And it's not just about being able to buy nice things. It's also good health and loving family. I'm not repeating what I already said. I'm going on to a different focus. Very important. Here, in many countries, there's an increase in the average weight of the population, this upward trend in the weight of the people, saying the exact same thing. Be more direct. Say the topic, say your opinion, say what the essay is going to do. In this one, a long and peaceful life, etc. Unfortunately, nowadays, it is harder to stay as serene as people used to in the old days. Stress is more common today than it was before. These two sentences are saying the exact same thing, and you're losing points for redundancy. Now, this is your introduction and the first sentence of the first body paragraph. Very, very important. It is believed by some that cars don't say again what the other people's opinions. Many people think that riding cars, so essentially you're repeating and redundant. But in my opinion, using bicycles is the best method of transportation in urban areas as it encourages people to be healthy. You're taking the side of bicycles. On the one hand, many people think that riding cars into the city is more convenient. Right away, you're contradicting your opinion. So I believe bicycles are better, but on the one hand, cars are better. So right away, you're contradicting yourself and you already have a bad connection from one paragraph to the next and you're losing points, right? So that's, you have to be very careful about. So these are very key details that you need to be aware of in order to get a higher cohesion score and cohesion and coherence score in conjunction with lexical resource and grammatical range and accuracy. They all work together and they all create a very clear argument that'll get you your TR score, your task response score. Keep all these things in mind. And now, again, if you want to see a lot more examples of people's mistakes that you are probably making as well, you can get this book. There's a link up there still. You can see 40 samples of essays and summaries in there and learn from other people's mistakes and also learn what is a good transition because all these samples have a 9-band rewrite where all the scoring criterion features are well demonstrated, I guess is the right word to use. Okay? Now, if you have any questions about this, please ask in the YouTube comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And next video will be the task response criterion we're going to look at. See you then. Bye-bye.